I nearly always enjoy the NPR radio show, Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, because it reminds me of the importance of not interrupting. Early in my career, and I may have told this story to some of you before, early in my career, I had an interview process for a job that I wanted badly at the time. This was more than 20 years ago. After the interview process was over, the recruiter called me to give me some important feedback. And the most important feedback that stood out was, they liked you a lot, David, but they were a little concerned about your ability to listen well because they felt that you interrupted on occasion at important parts of the conversation, and that concerned them a little more than a bit. So I have to tell you, over 20 years ago that occurred, and it helped me to dig in to become a more skillful, critical, strategic listener, listening without interruption. So often in our organizations today, we're busy and we're hurried, and we interrupt, we plow forward, and we don't give people the chance to speak in very important situations. For us as safety professionals, we have to be skillful, critical, strategic listeners so that we're paying attention to the right cues of our leaders and others to show them how we can intervene and provide greater leverage and support through environmental health and safety. At the same time, our frontline leaders and middle managers are asked to do so much today, and we invest so little in them. An investment in helping them listen better critically can help us gain an advantage that we may not have realized before. We have to help our leaders to engage others intellectually and cognitively by listening well and processing the information well enough to respond and act appropriately. If we can process the information well in our heads, then we need to also process the information by connecting with our hearts, seeing through people to gain better empathy and understanding. I liken great listening to a game of throw and catch with one of your best friends, not trying to gain a competitive advantage or direction or to show who has the better arm, but to help lob that ball back and forth so we can carry on a conversation, adding to that conversation in productive ways that gives us better insight, better understanding, and quite possibly a breakthrough thought process that leads us to another level of performance. In all of our cultures today, in and through safety and health, we need to help our organizational leaders develop a great culture of listening and not a culture of interrupting, but listening, engaging, collaboratively adding to the conversation so that we can collectively raise our performance to another level by listening with our heads and with our hearts.